Blood on the Bayous is supported in part by Dr. B.B. Trotter from Abilene, Texas, and the Fort Butler Foundation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Don Frazier, and the story of the Civil War in Louisiana and Texas continues. So Banks is now in charge. He's come in, he's bounced Butler out of the theater of operations, and he is slowly but surely putting his house in order, undoing some of the stuff that Butler did that others found obnoxious, while at the same time assessing the strategic situation. His first move is to dispatch troops up the river. On December 17th, General Christopher Columbus Auger and 4,500 men reoccupy Baton Rouge, which has essentially been a no man's land since August. So it's been several months since Union troops have been there. Now they're back. Meanwhile, Banks starts putting together his army. One division will be led by General Thomas W. Sherman, actually one of Butler's guys. Then he'll have another division under the command of William H. Emory. Emory is best known for doing the boundary survey, both on the northern boundary of the United States and the southern boundary before the war. His third division general will be Cuvier Grover. Cuvier Grover is a veteran of the Army of the Potomac. Now he's out west with Banks to see what they can do. Banks also tries to exploit the beachhead, the holdings in Texas. So he sends the vanguard of what is anticipated to be a brigade of troops to Galveston. However, he only manages to get 3 companies rounded up to send that direction, all from the 42nd Massachusetts Infantry. So now Banks is slowly but surely building on Butler's successes, but this is taking time. In fact, he whiles away several weeks. He builds on Butler's inactivity, then he whiles away several weeks, and this gives the Confederates time to react. So they're looking at the changed situation, and they say, all right, we've got to do something to counter what we know is a coming invasion. Well, there's 2 things that occur. First of all, General Henry Hopkins Sibley finally arrives in Louisiana. Problem is, he arrives in Louisiana without his command. In fact, all he gets from his command is the Valverde Battery and a battalion of troops that had been volunteers from the Southwest. We're talking about guys that joined the Confederate Army from New Mexico and Confederate Arizona territory. He calls them the Arizona Battalion. But this is only maybe 300 men total. So you have a brigadier general and 300 men as reinforcements in Louisiana compared to Banks's expedition of nearly 30,000 men and little else. So where was Sibley's brigade? Well, simply put, it had been sidetracked. John Bankhead Magruder, understanding that there was now a Union presence in Texas that was only going to grow, was looking around, casting about for troops where he could launch a counteroffensive against the Texas coast federal enclave there in Galveston. All he had at hand was Sibley's brigade. So instead of sending them on to Louisiana as ordered, he says, well, they're coming. We'll send them along once, all the rations have been gathered and we can send them across bridges that are crossing these swollen creeks because the weather's bad. He's got a lot of excuses. But really, he has something in mind. Magruder knew that he had to strike the Federals on the Texas coast. The question was how to do it. He has land forces, but the Federals have naval forces. The Federals need more land forces, and the Confederates need a naval force. Well, any way you slice it, a counterstroke was coming, but when?